The father of RaNiya Wright is seeking answers after his daughter passed away after a fight at a Colleton County school just recently. I sat down one-on-one with the father's attorney, David Aylor, for a special edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And be sure to download the free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores. Listen to this interview next week on iHeartRadio and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. David Aylor, it's so good to see you again.
Always good to see you, Quintin. You know that.
I appreciate it greatly. So here we sit when we have some developing news to talk about that really people are talking about around the world. And that is the father of the deceased Colleton County fifth grader seeks answers. You all, including obviously Attorney Mark Pepper, sent out a press release just recently, and you issued the following statement on behalf of Jermaine Van Dyke, the father of the 10-year-old RaNiya Wright, who died of her injuries sustained from a fight at Forest Hill Elementary School in Walterboro. You guys said this quote: "To date, Jermaine Van Dyke has been provided no pertinent information from school officials or local law enforcement regarding the death of his daughter while in the custody and care of the school district." Where are you emotionally with this?
I mean, really perplexed is probably the best way I can describe it. Obviously, there's been a lot of concern, both locally and nationally, as you said, because this is such a travesty. And beyond that, the facts basically circling it, the fact that it's an elementary school, those that were involved were so young. There's just so much we don't know. And the reason that we're involved at this point and going forward with the press conference isn't to point fingers at anyone, whether it be the school themselves, their teachers, their administrators, the school district themselves, and of course law enforcement. It's more from a standpoint of an outcry looking to try to get answers. While the investigation, of course, is ongoing, it's a criminal investigation, which we in no way want to impede upon. We do feel like that the parents, both my client as well as the mother, deserves more information than they've received at this point.
How much information have they received thus far?
Very little. I can't speak on behalf of the mother, but as far as the father is concerned, it's been very little. There's not been a tremendous amount of contact at all. Now, over the weekend, it's progressed some, and I've spoken with the attorneys for Colleton County School District, as well as we've also spoken with some individuals with SLED. SLED is involved in the investigation, which we think is very much a positive, alongside with the Colleton County Sheriff's Department, but we're still lacking a lot of information. And I think what's important for people to understand is, while this is a fluid situation, at the end of the day, everybody wants answers, but who deserves those answers the most is the parents of this young woman.
And you also go on to say this too: rightfully so, he's distraught and frustrated by the lack of communication and refusal to allow him access to any videos or investigative findings related to this matter. How many videos are you looking for right now?
We don't know. That's the thing, Quintin. We don't know how many videos there are. No one's provided us that information. Again, this isn't to try to get involved in the middle of a police investigation. However, at the same time, being very familiar with how that process works across the board, there is some information that they could provide, at minimum, the parents and loved ones of this child, that would help them, from a grieving standpoint, from just a more understanding of what exactly happened. Right now, we're still in the dark, and that's really inexcusable as to where we are as far as the amount of time that's passed since her passing.
And it's been, I believe, almost close to a week.
Very close, yes, sir.
How is the father doing emotionally?
It's just a whirlwind, between those that are close with his family, and then of course close with the mother's family. And just a community like this is so small. Everyone, I feel like, is rallying around them. But at the same time, because this is something that is so unique, I don't know that you could say that all the processes have been completely procedurally handled right. And what I mean by that is, there should have been various updates, timed updates, that at least the parents were getting. I understand they want to protect things from the media while the investigation goes on, but there's a difference between protecting some of the pertinent information for all the world to know, including people like Quintin, as opposed to the family knowing. And that's really where we have the issue.
Let me go back to that fight. How many people were involved?
I can't tell you that.
Okay.
Because I don't know.
No. When that press conference takes place tomorrow down in Walterboro, what do you want to say to the media?
I think the message is pretty simple. This is where we are. This is where we came from, and we want to know where it's going. We want somebody to start giving us some answers, and not just answers of, I don't know yet, we're still trying to figure it out. There needs to be a course set in place for the parents involved, as well as the other loved ones, to have a better understanding of where the investigation is, where's it already been, what they already know, and what they're looking for. We have none of that right now.
Is this typical in your mind?
In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. I would say in some ways you can see investigations be very sort of close to the vest when they're looking into it from a criminal standpoint. However, when you add the element of the school and all the responsibilities of the school and school district, that information, whatever did or didn't occur, those reports have been generated. We have yet to see those reports. Those are outside what the police may go forward with in their investigation. We should at minimum know what happened at school that day. As far as criminal liability, if in fact that comes forward, that's secondary. We don't even know the first step yet.
Well, what type of investigation is this now?
Right now, it's a criminal investigation.
Okay.
And I think it's also there's going to be an internal audit as far as just the processes as a whole with the school. I think it's very good that SLED is involved along with the Sheriff's Department and working together. And I think at the end of the day, hopefully we'll see a lot of changes made. It's unfortunate that the changes have to be made at such a huge loss, literally the worst loss that anyone could have, and that's the loss of a loved one.
And what do you expect from SLED?
I think SLED's going to be overseeing it, and being very, very directly involved as far as the step-by-step process that the county takes. SLED's involved in a lot of investigations, and people don't even realize it. They think it's just the municipality or the sheriff's department or whatever, and they come in and they can bring a lot of resources and experience sometimes that local police agency doesn't have.
David Aylor, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate this.
It's always good to see you, my friend.
Likewise.
Have a great day.
You too.